It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Territory Conquest is a new game mode coming to Hero Wars Mobile that is in early development still. So first, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. The estimated introduction date is unknown. All right, we don't know when this activity is coming to Hero Wars Mobile. The gist of it is territory control. So you have this dashboard, and again, you can see hex map early prototype. And here is another one, work in progress. All right, so each of these positions is a position that you can take in battle. Okay, Territory Conquest is an activity that will last 3 days, and it is a total of 6 guilds taking part in this activity. 6 total guilds are competing over hexes. You can see 6 different colors here. Now, the good news is it's 3 versus 3. 3 guilds versus 3 guilds. Okay, the matchmaking and the alliances are based on some algorithm that they have designed, which is separate than the global championship matchmaking system. Each of these locations can be captured and defended, and then at the end of the 3 days, there will be some rewards. Now, the rewards, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. The rewards are resources for heroes and titans, as well as new boosters to simplify their development, similar to the XP boosters, the evolution boosters, etc. Okay, so currently you can buy the XP booster, the skill booster, and the evolution booster from the Global Championship Trophy Shop, and there will be new rewards, new boosters that you can purchase from the Territory Conquest shop. Additionally, there will be rewards that you can purchase as well as earning them throughout the course of the fight. What specifically the rewards are, how you earn the rewards. Is it a trophy currency system that you then buy rewards? Is it a random reward? We don't know any of that yet. Okay, so you compete over territory over 3 days. You win some rewards that are going to level up your heroes and your titans, but we don't know specifically what the rewards are or how all that's going to work. We don't know that just yet. So back to this screen right here. Each of the locations has 3 dots on it. You see the 3 dots? Those are representative of the 3 fights that have to take place for each of the hexes. The first fight is a ship versus ship combat. Flying ships versus flying ships is the fight number 1. We'll talk about flying ships in just a second. The second fight is titans, and the third fight is heroes. So you need a strong ship, a strong titan team, and a strong hero team in order to be competitive. Now, this is an example of one of the hex maps. I showed you in that PDF. Here's another example of one of the hex maps that are works in progress. There are 3 guilds on your side, 30 players in each guild. That means that there are 90 players that can participate in this activity in a 3-day window. 90 players. Okay, we don't know about people moving around in guilds yet. We don't know the rules about leaving and joining guilds. We don't know how all of that works, but I would imagine since it's only a 3-day activity, it's going to be separate from the week lockouts that we see with global championships and guild wars and all of that. We don't know exactly how that's going to work yet. Still undetermined. But each position needs to set up a defense. Okay, there's going to be a defense window where every hex gets a defense or not. Okay, so as a player, let's give this an example. Finkelzo, we don't know. Every 3 days, 3 days once a week, once a month, 3-day event once and forever. We don't know. I'm guessing it's 3 days. Day off, 3 days. That's my best guess, Finkelzo. I don't really know yet. Secluda asks where the guilds are coming from. This is all, this is cross-server. Okay, so everybody in your region, your world or RU region will participate in the matchmaking. So as an individual, let's say that I have 15 heroes that are leveled up. I have 15 heroes that are leveled up because I participate in Grand Arena and the Global Championship. So I have 15 heroes that are leveled up. Very tough set of 15 heroes. I can use each hero one time, and then I can spread out my defense as much as I want. Since I have 15 heroes, that's 3 teams of 5, I can effectively defend 3 nodes, 3 of the hexes with my 3 teams of 5, okay? Each node also needs a ship. We're going to talk about ships in a second, but there's going to be 10 ships at launch with more added in the future. We'll talk about more about ships in a little bit. So each hex needs a unique ship. Each hex needs a unique team of heroes, but the team of titans doesn't matter. Okay, you can use as many titan teams as you want across as many hexes as you have room for ships and heroes. Okay, so there's 55-ish heroes in Hero Wars. You could theoretically defend 11 of the hex locations. 55 divided by 11 is 5, right? But then you would need 11 different ships, okay? And then a mix of 11 various Titan teams. You can use the same Titan team 11 times if you want. And that's how you set up a defense for the locations, okay? So you have a defense just like in Guild Wars and Global Championship, and you have enemies with defenses as well. So since I have 3 teams of 5, I have 15 heroes. I'm allowed to attack any hex with any of those 15 heroes. The way I understand it is you don't necessarily use your defending team to attack other hexes. You can only use attacking heroes that you have set up as defenses. Okay, so if I have 15 heroes that I've set up in here as defenses, I can make an attacking team out of those 15 heroes. Now, the number of attacks is based on 2 factors. Okay, 2 factors. You can be attacked as many times as the opponent has fuel for their ships. Fuel for their ships, okay? Fuel is like energy, okay? You guys go into the campaign and you use energy to do campaign missions, right? Fuel is like attack energy for your boats, for your flying ships, okay? You can slowly over time regenerate fuel throughout the course of the 3-day window. Some ships regenerate fuel faster than others. A lot of variety in ships, by the way. But you can buy more fuel. You can buy more fuel with emeralds, which is a concern that I have. You can buy more fuel with emeralds. Therefore, as many emeralds as you would like to spend is as many attacks as you get in a given window, a 3-day window. You can also buy fuel by exchanging items. And we're talking about items that have not been exchangeable for things in the past. You can exchange things like merchant currency, Grand Arena coins, that kind of stuff. You can exchange Titan XP potions. The complete list of what you can exchange for more fuel is not listed just yet, but you can get additional attacks by spending extra resources or by spending emeralds. Now, my big concern is I can go in here with 1,000,000 emeralds and attack as many times as I want, with as many hero variations as I want if I have all 55 heroes leveled up. That's my big concern. But that's not going to happen a lot because not everybody has maxed accounts. Not everybody has an infinite amount of emeralds. And if 2 whale guilds go up against each other, they're just going to be attacking back and forth and spending, an infinite amount of emeralds going back and forth for the end. Let's talk about the flying ships. Here are some examples, some works in progress of some of the flying ships. Kind of cool. Now, flying ships are an additional unit to upgrade. Think about flying ships as heroes or titans. Now we have heroes, we have titans, and now we have flying ships. Okay, we have 3 things that we have to level up now for this game mode. Flying ships are only for this game mode. They won't help in Arena, they don't help in Grand Arena, they don't help in Guild Wars, they don't have in Global Championships. So this is not pets, okay? This is not like pets adding to every activity. This is not that, okay? Now, like I said, each defense has to have a ship, okay? So you're limited to the number of hexes that you can defend by the number of ships that you have and have leveled up. There are going to be 10 ships at launch, and according to this document, it is planned that they would release more frequently than new heroes. Okay, so on Hero Wars Mobile, we get 3 to 4 new heroes a year. It looks like we're going to get 5 or more ships per year. Now, each ship is unique, like all heroes are unique. They all have strengths and weaknesses. Some of them do more damage. Some of them are more defensive. Some of them repair ships. Some of them defend ships. Some of them support ships. They have different skills, okay? Each ship has 3 parts to it. Each ship has 3 parts. Much like a hero has skins, artifacts, glyphs, all of that, each ship has 3 things that need to be improved, okay? And each ship does have a color rank, a star level, so you have to evolve the ship to 6 stars. You can level up the ships from level 1 to presumably 120, I guess. And they all have their own special skills, right? So the ships have 3 sections. They have the hull, they have cannons, and they have shield generators. The hull, once the hull is destroyed, you lose. If your hull gets destroyed, you lose. If your cannons or shield generator gets destroyed, you're still in the fight, but you're limping along, okay? Each section has its own attack and skills. The hull has an auto attack. It has an active skill. Think about a hero's gray ability. Think about using, Kark using his knock-up or Lars using his tornado. Every ship has an active ability. And there's also passive skills, okay? Passive skills. For example, the speed of fuel generation is varied depending on the ship. There could be different things, more health, more armor, different things like that. It's one ship versus one ship. The cannon can also do attacks, but it also has skills. Cannons have basic stats by default, such as health, one stat that affects auto attacks, and a stat that affects skills. Now, what I don't know is, does the cannon have its own set of skills, or does the stats on the cannon affect the hull's skills? Does that make sense? The hull has a active skill and a passive skill, and active and passive is not listed here in the cannons and shield generators. So I think the cannons and the shield generators are going to, the level of the cannons and the shield generators on your ship is going to affect the active and passive skill of the hull. I think that's how that works. Although I could be wrong. Cannons are expendable, relatively easy to break, but they can be rebuilt. Different cannons have different auto attacks and skills. Shield generators have basic stats by default, such as health, one stat that affects auto attacks, and a stat that affects skills. The player will be able to choose other additional stats for cannons on their own. The health of the shield must be knocked out so that the generator stops generating shields and using skills. The health of the generator and the generator itself can be restored in battle using their skills or the skills of another generator. Where's another generator coming from? I don't know. I'm not sure if there's multiple shield generators per ship. I don't know how that works. Maybe you can do 2 shield generators or 2 cannons instead of 1 cannon and 1 shield generator. I don't know. Shields absorb damage, but their defensive and their stats are different for the hull and for modules. Different generators have different auto attacks and skills that are aimed at restoring health, restoring shields, and supporting other modules. Okay, so the ship itself has 3 sections that need to be improved, as well as the overall level of the ship, rarity of the ship, the equipment of the ship, and the skills of the ship need to be leveled up as well. Now, the ship itself, you don't get resources for the ship itself from the activity. Where do you get the stuff to level up the ship? Where do you get the ship from? What resources will you need to level up a ship's cannon versus a ship's hull versus a ship's shield generator? These are all questions that we don't know the answer to. So is there a second new mode for the ship stuff? Asks Ben Little. That's a great question. I don't know. There's got to be a way to get the resources for this stuff somewhere. Presumably there will be some overlap. Like gold probably will play into this. Unfortunately, one more place to spend gold. But, do you earn ship stuff by winning? Do you earn ship stuff from new daily quests maybe? Like this is one of the biggest question marks that I have. I don't really know. Another frequently asked question regarding this game mode is how to communicate with the other 2 guilds that you're matched up with. There will be an in-game chat interface for within the Territory Conquest 3-day window. So you will be able to communicate with opposing guilds. I'm not opposing, but allied guilds. Is this going to be in manual mode? Is this going to be in auto mode? Are the fights going to take place automatically without you actually doing the fight? Is it just going to be like, I'm going to attack this location. Do I win? Do I lose? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll tell you why. And it's tied into one of my biggest concerns. I think that Global Championship is a very intensive thing. I think that Global Championship is requiring hours a day for some people. The rewards, aside from the bragging rights, aren't that good. Like you can argue that the evolution booster is good. The skill and the level boosters are good, but a lot of the whale guilds and even the not whale guilds, my guild, we have no trouble getting plenty of trophies for those boosters. And we're not even that top tier. We're not even in the top 10%, I would say. We have more than enough Global Championship trophies to buy all of the boosters that we want. A lot of us have been playing for years, so we've accumulated over the course of several years plenty of trophies. I think that the intense need to train for the Global Championship battles every day is going to cause people to default to this game mode instead. I think that a lot of people are going to be less interested in the seriousness of Global Championship in favor of a new game mode that has potentially better rewards, right? Global Championship, aside from those boosters, doesn't offer anything to level up your heroes and your titans. It also gives an avenue to spend excess resources, which we all have a ton of somewhere. A ton of excess Titan XP potions. And the lack of reliance on just you to win the entire activity, because there are 3 total guilds. I think that overall, while the bragging rights part of it may not be as strong with the Territory Conquest, I think that the rewards and the shorter nature of the fight makes it a more interesting game mode. And I think that Global Championship will lose interest over time because of it. Now, the biggest concern that I have is the ability to purchase additional fuel for emeralds, and there's no limit to the fuel that you can purchase, right? So somebody that has more money than sense, right, or whatever you want to say, could potentially attack 1,000 times. Like I could go in here and with my 15 heroes from my example earlier, I can make as many attacks as I want. Now there is some argument that you have to have a strong ship, a strong Titan team, and a strong hero team in order to, to win. But we'll have to see how that all plays out. Okay, almost like it's a pay-to-win game or something. Yeah, I mean that's true. Like keep it in perspective that this is a pay-to-win game. Like that is true. But this is like, you can't buy additional global championships attacks with emeralds. You can't buy additional Guild War attacks, attempts in a day. Like I get 2 Guild War attempts per day, right? I don't get new ones by spinning emeralds. Maybe you put a cap to the amount of fuel you can buy during the 3 days. Tunes maybe, but there's not a cap. And they've specifically said that they don't plan to add a cap. I want to see some gameplay of this. There's a lot of questions that are unanswered. So it's not fair to Hero Wars to be negative about this, okay? It's not fair at all. The best that we can do is provide some feedback here and there. What we think is going to be cool, what we think is not going to be cool, the things that we think are going to be problems versus what are not actually problems. A lot of that is going to be resolved as we get closer and we actually see how it works in practice. There's a lot of question marks, a lot of gaps here that could be easily explained if it wasn't so early stage of development. I'm very thankful that we get access to this information. I'm very thankful to be a part of the little influencer developer group, and I'm very much looking forward to how the ship versus ship combat actually works. Like, are you gonna have to steer the ship, or is it just gonna be like going in there and using your ultimate ability, and that's it? Is this a constant play type feature? It's constant. It looks like, Robert. It looks like it's gonna be a permanent feature, not just a limited time event. So we're not gonna get too stressed out about this. We're definitely not gonna worry about it too much because we don't know what we don't know. Right? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Or it's going to, not be fun. They said that they took a lot of feedback from adding Titan skins and the Titan artifacts to Hero Wars Mobile, that players didn't like that. So they wanted to add an activity to the game that they could build off of that was separate from the established status quo of Titans and heroes. Aside from, the addition of new heroes constantly and the new skins constantly. And all of that. So they wanted to make sure that we knew that they know that we don't want any new stuff added to global championships and Guild Wars. So somebody asked earlier if there's going to be a training mode for ship versus ship battles similar to the hero training mode. And Alina said, great question. I'm not sure that will be implemented with the game mode release. So like max testing, probably not. As far as I know by the concept, regarding ship rarity, all ships have some slots to install modules. Their quantity is equal to all. The rarity just influences to the fact of how many of them will be available right away.